Welcome to a world of high fantasy, where heroes range out performing daring deeds of do. Wizards casting magical spells, the likes which the gods themselves have never been able to dare perform. Dragons holed up in their lairs, treasure, gems, and magic items. I'm sorry, what? Literal hellgates have opened up all over the lands? Okay, well, I mean, the heroes will stand up and take... Are you telling me to... Oh, that they were beheaded. Oh, worse? Really? Well, who's gonna... Nobody? Oh, crap. Hi, this is the second session of Mid-Dice Crisis. Woo! The only happy one. Everybody else is muted. But yes, we are on our second session of Mid-Dice Crisis. This is technically our second campaign, but we didn't record the first one. That was a year and almost a half.
And that was my amount ago.
Yes. So this is something new. We have some old school players. We've got some newer school players, and we've got a fresh face with us too. This will be her third session ever to play with us. And here we go. So when we left off with our intrepid heroes, I believe that two of them, Haskar Bonesplitter, a meaty dwarf, and Riona Hirath? Hyrath. Like large level of rage, Hyrath. Anyway, they woke up, did some stuff on the farm, gathered their stuff, fixed a well, went into town, sold a few things, had a nice meal, came back. That was the extent of their day until that well exploded, spraying rats everywhere. The reason for that is because the others found themselves, one way or another, in the bowels of the sewer system of Jessup's Nest. And unfortunately, the two NPCs that were along with them met untimely ends, after which they found that they could not go back exactly. They pushed forward, came to a somewhat dead end, tried to escape through a small hole that they enlarged, which caused the structure to be damaged even further. And the others were facing down a rat king, which was this amalgamation of hundreds, if not thousands, of rats that all climbed and crawled all over each other, forming a head with their glowing eyes coming forward into being these beady peaks of pinpricks of light. And the voice was very unhappy, saying that they were not welcome here and to get out. I mean, rats aren't the nicest creatures anyway. Not the sewer rats anyway. I've seen some really nice rats in real life. However, two of the party managed to climb up and get into this hole and make it a little larger, causing the rats to run up that they were fighting, but for some reason, they seemed more upset about the whole thing than the party did. And as they burst out of the well that was originally fixed by Haskar. Haskar and Riona were finishing up a nice meal and suddenly had a swarm of rats burst at them. When looking down and trying to hit some of the rats, Haskar accidentally rolled a nat 1, wasn't it?
No, I rolled a 12. You
It was
just
a
made
12.
it worse than it was.
Okay. Well, I mean, but they Haskar took his large hammer and hit at the rats, hitting the well, which ruined his workmanship, and it cracked the well, and it also caused a split to start opening up around the well. They looked down to see the faces of a half-elven lass named Daisy and a small gnome named Rusty looking up at them as they were looking down at them, and that is where we are picking up. Rats everywhere. They are crawling all over Daisy and Rusty. Scrack, you and Torsten, the Viking cleric, you are still down there, and the rats are not bothering you so much. They are still running away from you and up the walls of the underneath that you found yourselves in when you went from the sewers to the natural underground cavern. As they are scrabbling across your bodies, Daisy and Rusty, their little nails are just digging in, trying to get out and around and pressing through the crevices and the nooks and crannies, and especially the crannies. And that's where they are leaping up onto the wall and scrabbling up this small well wall. When you hear the boom of the lid of the well being burst open, some expletives from a very guttural and very gruff sounding dwarven voice, and then a breaking, causing the opening to open a bit more, some of the materials of the well being spewed forward and backwards as he hit it with his hammer. And now you have that same husky dwarf and the fair Riona looking down on you. Take it from there.
Hey, little help!
You just toss down a rope for us. I can tie it around Rusty and we can throw him back upstairs and all of us can crawl out.
And you're muted.
This is something that our player Brian has a problem with.
Hey, I don't have problems. It's just my mute doesn't like me. Haskar looks over the edge of the well and goes, "Are they running from you, or are you running with them?"
Running with them.
Semantics!
Well, that sucks. You can stay there.
Haskar, we're not leaving them in the well.
Please help us out. I
fine.
have two hiding in my shirt right now and it's very uncomfortable.
Haskar grabs the rope from the well and tosses it down, going, "Hope you can climb."
Rusty, you're the smallest. You go first.
Why does that always keep happening?
You want
well,
me to tie it around you and then pull you up?
yes!
Okay. I am tying the rope around Rusty to make sure he's nice and secure. You feel comfortable? You ready to go?
I haven't felt comfortable in hours, but let's go.
If y'all can pull him out, just send it back down for me, please.
I look over at Riona going, "Do I really have to pull up a gnome?"
Do you want to eat tomorrow morning?
I knew today was going to be bad. I start pulling the gnome up very roughly.
Riona runs into the house, grabs a water skin, runs back out to the well with the water skin ready.
Riona,
Mhm.
as you're doing this, do a perception check for me.
Nine.
Yeah, you are very much in the moment, and you are just trying to run around. And what you do notice is that you have to be careful where you're stepping because hundreds of rats are just scattering everywhere.
Just as I'm running, just yelling at them, "Don't you dare go in my barn!"
For the lift,
Mm.
literally. We got 3 more people down there that need to come up. I use the term people loosely.
Mm.
I hand you the water skin.
Ugh.
We have a couple of rather large fellows down below. So when I get up there, I'll help.
I'm standing in between Scrack and whatever I see coming that is chasing the rats off, because I know he's not doing real well. Taking up a defensive position over him.
I lower the rope down a little bit again for the half elf going, this is not my day.
So
I
as
grab
you
the
do
rope
this-
and start climbing.
I try
as
to
you do
boost
this,
her up.
the rope, well used. You're pulling and helping people climb up. I need for Scrack
Mhm.
and also for Torsten to make a perception check.
Perception. All right. Is this a visual perception or
It could be a visual, or it could be a smell. It could be an
okay? If it's sight or smell, I get advantage. That's all.
yeah.
I got a 9.
Torsten, you're like looking up, going, "Come on, come on!"
Have advantage, and I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Oh,
Harry is back.
I am so here right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So to keep this from being an inside joke, Harry is our low baller.
Mhm.
I mean that physically and with the rolls he
Oh.
does. And
Oh, you went there.
of course I went there. I'm a DM. But as you are looking around, you do notice that there are no more rats around you.
Okay.
That's good. Sure.
Yeah. Why not?
From last session, I know that there's something running towards us that was chasing the rats away.
You did hear the sounds of
Metallic, yeah.
metallic. It sounded like boots or clacking.
Clacking.
And I'm standing guard between Scrack and that noise, and just waiting for the rope to come down for him, because I'm not a climber. I'm
You're a lover, not a fighter.
no, I'm a climber, not a climber. I'll pray for you.
I've dropped the rope back down. Torsten, you want to start tying him up?
Right. And I
We-
will.
We might need a little leverage on this. Ma'am, do you have anything that we can, a good strong tree maybe, we can run the rope around?
I have an idea. She runs to the barn and she's gonna go get Holland oats. Llamas.
Oh, the
A gnome, a half elf, and now the fucking llamas.
I bring the llamas back and I hook them up to the rope so we can all pull.
Why does this sound like the beginning of a bad joke?
Because that's
Yeah.
our entire
In
group.
Haskar's mind, it is a bad joke already.
Yeah.
Two llamas, a dwarf, and a half elf, and a gnome are pulling up an owl bear
Right.
out of a well.
You ready, Scrack? We're gonna start pulling.
So DM, I've seen the owlbear by now, right?
I will say that, okay, the original way we had set this up is they have to climb up to get to the opening of the
Yeah.
well, which is a little bit bigger now, but the well itself, the size of the well shaft has not changed. And it was kind of tight when you went down it.
We're gonna be winning the pooing the hell out of this, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I will do my best to assist in climbing, wedging my claws in, scratching away at the entrance if I'm too big for it.
Oh, that's gonna make Hasgar so happy.
And I'm not worried. Haskar's not worried about the well at this point. If he sees an owlbear, there's a good chance he might not do it.
So okay, point of order. Torsten,
Yes.
are you securing the owlbear with the rope?
Yes.
Okay. And Scrack, you're
Yes.
doing your level best to climb with your owlbear claws, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Leaving me down there by myself. I know.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I need, if he is secure and you guys are ready to go, I need for Rihanna, I need you to roll 2d20s with advantage for Hall and Oates. And Haskar, you roll a strength check.
15.
15. Okay.
16 and 18.
All right. So, as the half elf and gnome are like, yeah, we got friends down there. You wait until there's a tug on the rope, and you're like, okay, it's heavy. And then it dawns on you how heavy. This is very heavy. It is very, very heavy. Scrack, you feel the tightness go up from under your forearms, and you're like, "Ugh." And as you start going up, you're going up the side, climbing
Yep.
as you can, but you get to that point of the opening, and while it's big enough for your head, owlbears aren't like cats. You can't get in through that. There is no more opening for you to go through.
All right. What can I do to rip away the opening?
Let's get a athletics so that you can start burrowing.
Okay. 17.
17, nice. So
I got a die roll.
nice.
I'll,
So
I'll mark
as
it,
you
Harry.
And good one. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
not on brand for me. I realize.
All right. Makes it interesting. So as you start clawing your way, trying to get through, you're opening it up a little bit. Some of it's just crumbling. Other pieces of brick are just moving out of the way. Some actual earth and rock is starting to shower you, and you're trying to get up as best as you can. It's just not getting all that big. So the problem here is the well was falling apart as it was.
Mhm.
It was further messed up by Daisy, further messed up by Haskar, and now it is even furthered by an owlbear. I need for, let's see who would be by the well. Haskar, Daisy, and Rusty. Because I'm assuming, Rihanna, you're back with your Hall and Oat llamas.
I was gonna say they're all polling and doing their thing. Riona is sticking her head over the well, looking down to see what's coming out.
Everybody roll for dexterity save, please.
All right. Dexterity save.
Oh, that's wrong.
13.
17. Another 17.
I got 13.
Okay.
8.
Sorry, you got a 13?
Yeah, I got 13.
Oh, Daisy,
25.
25. Jeez.
Amazing.
So, as the owlbear starts making a little progress, just setting the tips of his claws in between the bricks and hoisting himself up a little bit, you all hear this crack and rumble as the ground almost becomes a sinkhole around the well itself. And as it opens up, it becomes a mudslide due to the years of erosion, and everyone but Daisy begins to lose their grip on the surface and fall down the well again, which is unfortunate considering you're holding an owlbear who is also sliding down. So I will say, give me one more dexterity save aside from Daisy.
It's worse. 7.
19.
And
Natural 1 for 2.
10.
I got a 19.
We're all gonna die in a hole.
For a moment,
Before we're level 1.
Where are y'all going? We're supposed to be
For a
pulling
moment.
them out.
you're all heaving and hoeing, trying to get this poor owlbear out. Why? You don't know. You just met these people, and the ground gives out completely beneath you. Stones and dirt are falling all around you. You Goonies slide down this well, and once you see the face of the owlbear going, this is not a welcome sight as you're flying towards this owlbear's face, and this owlbear's eyes open a little bit like, oh no. And
Crap.
as you hit you all in one big goopy mess of mud and well slime and dirt, and a tangle of ropes now slide down the side, Goonie style, and you're all, with the exception of Daisy, back into the underground chamber.
I rolled a 19 on my last one.
You're
I'm sorry, I didn't
enjoying
see.
this.
19 will allow you to hold on to the side a little bit, going, oh, hell.
Riona head first down, sees the bear, and just goes, "Hi."
What?
Just, I'm gonna land in something fluffy. That's what I'm aiming for.
Asker's hanging off the edge going, this is not worth breakfast.
I make some damn good breakfast. Okay.
Haskar tries to starts climbing back out and to help Hall and Oates pull now literally everyone up.
I'm trying to help Haskar out and get him back on solid ground without hurting myself.
Do we land on Torsten?
I was just about to say, Torsten, you see this mass of mud and rocks and fur and rope just and slide right across your path. And as you're watching them slide back in this screaming ball that looks kind of like the Rat King that you just saw, you do see a little bit of torchlight, and you start hearing that clacking against the stone again. You're muted, Mike.
You're muted.
Haha.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick look, make sure everybody's okay that landed in the pile. And I'm going to again post up in front of them, shield up, holy symbol out, awaiting to see what comes around that corner.
Okay. So as you post up and you're listening, you can hear the metal boot stomping, as it were.
I think it would be a great time if everybody went back up that way.
Yeah.
slide
Riona's
slide-
standing. Just
The slide
mud
looked like it was
everywhere.
super fun, but I believe we should all be leaving.
As
Go
you
attempt
say
to
this-
shimmy back up the rope.
as you say this, the majority of you are down. Haskar, do you have another rope?
I do, and chain.
All right. As you and Daisy and Hall and Oates are preparing to try to get them back up, the rest of you who are down in a pile of rope and whatnot, you do see the fire of the torch get brighter, and you see two men clad in what looks like a dingy burlap type of a robe with a hood come into view. And while their robe is burlap and is dingy and there are holes in it and has a rope as a belt, you do notice that the gauntlet holding the torch is a mailed fist. It is a metal gauntlet, and you can see the metal on the boots as they look at you and go, "It was here They must know where it is.
We don't
Hi,
know
new
anything.
friend. Hi, new friend. These are my new friends. Hi.
Mhm.
I step forward, letting my symbol of tier show and making myself well known. I'm Torsten, acolyte of the local church chantry, as it were. If you gentlemen wouldn't mind, we're simply just trying to get out. I was sent down here to investigate something weird, and I believe we found something weird. And as we were trying to leave, things just got even more weird.
So there's only two of them.
Yeah.
As the first one walks up to you, his face is darkened by this hood that he's wearing. The firelight not quite reaching inside. As he walks up to Torsten, he looks at your symbol of Tyr, pulls back his hood a little bit, and he is clean shaven everywhere, but a very grim looking person. He looks directly at the symbol of Tyr, smiles at you, and spits on your symbol. I don't care who you are. Where's the rat?
You just missed 1,000 of them. You are more than welcome to follow them.
Kind of looks up. About this time, is there a rope or a chain or anything that's coming down the way?
Yeah, I put a 50-foot rope down, tie it off and tie it onto Hall and Oates.
Okay. They see the rope, they see the opening, and they also see one rat that's scrabbling, trying to get a hold and is not having much, not a very good day of climbing. They look back at Torsten, assuming you're the leader. Not a rat, the rat. Where the hell is the rat?
Like I said, there were 1,000 of them that went that way. And after my friends ascend out, you are more than welcome to follow us up. Other than that, I have no idea what you're talking about. As I reach my medallion forward and wipe it off on his cloak.
All right. All right. I've just slid down. I've tried to climb like 3 times. I've just slid down a rocky, muddy slide. I've got my fur and feathers are all muddy.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. And I'm out of patience. I stand up behind Torsten and just sort of swing my head around to glare at these guys. And I glare at the and just kind of growl at the 2 dudes hassling Torsten.
Okay. They do look over at you and see a motley group standing there with an owlbear.
Riona's eyes are like big and huge and sparkly, just staring at the owlbear like.
They kind of get taken aback a little bit because there's a flippin' bloody, muddy owlbear that's just covered in filth with all these people entangled around it.
Yeah.
And you see as the first one's hand goes back to his back and you hear shh.
Let's not get hasty here, guys. Most of us are just here to avoid the stocks. I know I am. So how about we just keep all of our weapons where they are?
While they are negotiating, Haskar, Daisy, what are you doing?
Well, I'm guessing I can't see this happening down there because I'm tying off Hall and Oates. And I'm basically, once Hall and Oates get tied off, I'm gonna walk over and toss the other end down to Rihanna, which probably hits her in the head because she's staring with googly eyes at an owlbear.
She's a
I'm-
little ways away from the hole.
Well, I just toss it down there.
Currently looking down the well to see if I can see anything or hear anything. Is everyone okay? Anyone? Anyone still alive down there?
Have I
Never-
seen the owlbear yet? DM?
Never breaking eye contact with the guy in front of me. I yell up, "We're all fine up here," or "We're all fine down here. Somebody's just about to start climbing back up so that we can help everybody out. We found some new friends. They're going to be following us after we come out. So don't anybody be in a hurry or do anything stupid."
Oh, those kind of new friends. We'll be ready for them.
All right. I'm going to step forward, paw Torsten back towards the rope, and I'm going to stare at the two guys and just do my best to kind of looming intimidate them.
All right, make an intimidation roll for me.
All right. 9.
9. Yeah, you would
Kind of
be-
bloody, I guess.
You would be more intimidating if your fur and feathers were not matted to you. Because have you ever seen a shaved bear? I mean, they're not as big. I mean,
Oh man, you are just ruining me.
I pat Scratch on the shoulder and I say, "Thank you, old friend, but why don't you go ahead and help the ladies up the hole while I attempt to help our new friends figure out what and who they're looking for." And I want to try to persuade the gentleman that I've been talking to that this is the best course of action for everybody to just calm down a minute.
okay. So as you are trying to do this, there's a bit of animosity that was already present at this time. A little more so now that they've directly spit on your symbol of Tyr and you reached out to wipe it off on his chest. But they make their way around the owlbear, giving a wide berth. I think we're going to go up first.
I don't think you are.
Recognize any religious icons on them?
Make an investigation check for me.
I do not.
Guys, killing me with these low rolls. All right.
If I can make a persuasion roll.
I mean,
Random
Can
numbers.
we?
What are you gonna do?
right. Hey, that's the fun. All right. So as you say, nah, you're not going up first. The first of the two looks at the other, nods, and the second guy in burlap walks to the rope.
Riona steps forward and says, "Why don't we go up together? It's my farm you're going up to, and I'm not a very good climber, and I got to make sure Haskar doesn't lose his temper because he's probably worried I'm down here. So why don't we go up together? You know, tandem. I mean, I'm gonna need help anyways, and if you help me, we're a team.
We're not your team. We don't know you. We don't care. We're going.
That's fine. I'm just asking for help up the hole because I'm not going to be able to. And if I go up with you, Haskar won't start swinging his bloody hammer everywhere."
That's the teary-eyed boy. As the
What
first
the
one
hell is going on down there? What's taking so damn long?
you
Just
see-
making introductions.
Send up the little one and the girl.
So you see a hand clad in metal grab hold of the rope and start pulling himself up at this point. Ignores you, keeps climbing.
Gonna
Grab
crawl
my
my little
balls.
head out. I'll crawl my head out and be like, he's a friend, Haskar. Friend.
Doesn't look like one of my friends.
So you're poking your head out from this guy as he's climbing the rope, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception check with advantage.
I'd also be like to looking for that rat that was last left behind.
Sure. Sure.
Let's see. Okay. How do I do this again? Is it shift? Yeah. Perception. Because I don't know how to roll good today, I have a 15 with advantage.
15 is pretty good. You don't quite see the rat. However, you do, as you're poking your head up and you're going, "Hey, Haskar, it's okay." You do see that there is full armor underneath the burlap, and in the underneath you can see what look like sheaths in the back.
My eyes get wide as I'm looking up at Haskar, I'm trying to mentally send what I just learned to him,
Is she looking up his skirt? Are they not wearing underwear?
Yeah, Haskar's got his maul ready, and as soon as the guy's head comes just at level, I'm playing golf.
Okay.
Oh wow.
The moment his head is in view,
The head doesn't have armor.
with the hammer.
Just saying, the head doesn't have armor.
That's gonna be messy.
The head does not have armor, but as he
Gallagher
climbs
it.
his way up,
Right. Everybody
does.
get their
he does
Poncho
make his way on up, and as he reaches for the inner ledge to pull himself up using the rope and the ledge, are you making an attack?
Yes, sir.
All right, roll for it. Also with advantage because he can't really do much.
Who the hell are you? Where did you come from?
I rolled a 15 and a 10. I'll take the 15.
15 hits. That is his AC. So as you swing down with the hammer, he looks over at Daisy just because she says that. Little distraction action.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. Yeah. You see as your hammer connects, the burlap hood goes inwards and blood starts spewing everywhere. And it takes a second, but the fingers go slack and he on the way down.
That was kind of cool.
Scurry back in, oh shit.
I look at his friend and I
He
said,
wasn't one of ours.
I told you it'd be best if the ladies went first.
Be right. All right. By all means.
So I need help. I grab the owlbear's arm,
There.
can you help me? I'm trying to pull him towards the hole, come on,
And
keep watching.
I'm standing, mace and shield wielded, and just kind of staring down our new friend.
I loosen my corset and I open it up a little bit and I look at the gnome.
For me to refuse?
And I put him right here and I cinch it like a baby boot, and then I
Maybe
start-
Bjorn.
yeah, this little baby Bjorn gnome right here, and I start making my way up.
The witch said that this was how I would die. I didn't believe it.
It's not too tight, is it?
Oh, no, I'm good.
I
I'm gonna
have
try
a
to go
hold
up
of
the
the
rope.
rope and I'm trying to help hoist her out.
Okay. I think that instead of making you roll for every individual, we will say it takes a while, but eventually out comes a farm maiden with a very excitably happy looking gnome. Just like this. Hey,
Those are some nice pillows you're laying on there, Rusty.
They're my best friends.
I look at Riona and say, You really
Oh,
need
man.
to take a bath after this because that's disgusting.
Yes, and Hasgar, there's going to be a very large friend, a very normal friend, and then a very metal friend coming up. The very large friend,
That's Scrack.
don't hurt. Don't hurt the friend. He saved me. He protected me down there and protected the other person, so you can't hurt him.
He's an owlbear.
With this being said, I looked over the edge going, did you say an owlbear?
I told you I always wanted to meet one, and there's one in the hole, and we're gonna save him.
He's
He's
really
much more-
nice and he can talk and he's very intelligent.
Yeah, he's much more intelligent than your average owlbear, and he hasn't killed us yet.
He's
Wait.
much more intelligent than most average humans and
Riona's
hasn't
mind
killed us
just
yet.
burst because she hasn't heard him talk yet. She's like, wait, what? He talks?
Oh,
I look at Rusty going, I haven't killed you yet either. That doesn't mean diddly squat. That's
well, I haven't killed you yet either, but I don't see how that the
that's
difference here.
freaking owlbear.
You're not much bigger than my boots, so just go wash yourself, little gnome.
Scrack, if you would please. Scrack, I need you to make 2 rolls for me. Make a
Alright.
strength and an acrobatics so that you can get the actual hand holds or claw holds and just like a cat in a tube, work your way up.
Jesus Christ, Harry.
Yeah. I rolled
Little
a 7
Miss.
and an 11.
Oh, yeah. Hollow Notes are doing the heavy lifting today.
Mhm.
We're all doing the heavy lifting today.
Yeah, as you come up, there is a little kind of a roof, a slanted roof to the well. Now, granted, a good chunk of the well is out now, but as you see this owlbear's arm come up, you almost hear an audible as his butt comes out and breaks the last bit of the roof, and it kind of is pinched on his back a little bit, so he's wearing his own little roof, but Scrack is out.
Scrack, I'm
I'm
so
looking-
happy you're finally out.
Looking at Riona going with my maul, holding my maul going, really?
Friend.
Really?
Friend.
Ah!
Little miss, is there any other water than the well? Because he's going to need to be rinsed off so as he can feel better.
My other well is like on the other side of the farm, and I think we should stay right here until we get your last friend out.
Having said,
Oh, yeah, there is one more. I'm sorry.
having said that, first thing,
Yes.
you and the other gentleman are down there. He's looking at you, looking at the rope.
I look at him, I said, by all means.
Do I have your word that they're not going to hurt me?
Don't kill him.
Who is he?
Somebody who doesn't want to die yet.
Well, there's lots of those. Doesn't mean they're going to.
Let's not kill him, please.
I look over the edge going,
You said please.
take his weapons away.
I'll carry up your weapons. Good sir.
He holds up a finger, walks over to his downed companion who's fallen down where you are, starts removing some things.
Is
pocketing
that guy
people.
dead? Is he dead or is he
Half of his head was caved in. I'm pretty sure.
oh,
he's dead.
fair.
I mean, I've seen people come back from worse, but
Not without a lot of magic and help.
Mhm.
yeah. After a bit, you see him stand up, and you hear shh, shh, as he holds out 2 long daggers.
I take both of the daggers, put them in my pack, and I look him up and down, and I say, "Now, nobody's going to hurt you, as long as you don't try to hurt anybody else or do something
I just want the
stupid."
rabbits.
Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about. By all means, you go first.
grabs hold of the rope, just hand over hand, staring at you as long as he can. And then after a while, comes up. His head's over the top now.
I stand there with my maul looking at him going, don't do anything stupid.
I put out my hand to help them out of the hole.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I'll just reach down with my claw, and get the scruff of his cloak, and lift him out.
Okay. Two things. Rihanna, I need you to make a dexterity save, and Scrack, do a strength check.
21.
And
Better than I did before with a 15.
Nice.
and I would like to investigate the body.
Okay. Get to that in just a second. Daisy, you also held out your hand to help him, but he kind of looked at you in disgust, grabbed the hand of the human female, and jumped a little bit when Scrack the owlbear grabs him up and pulls him out. As he comes out of the well, you see his other hand reach behind and a dagger come out. And he's trying to hold your hand and pull you, but yeah, he wasn't expecting an owlbear to physically lift him out of the well.
As he pulls the dagger, I'm going to hit him.
Okay, make an attack. 15.
15.
He's a little better armored than his
Yeah.
follower.
All right, I'm going to beak attack. Do I see the dagger? Do I see the dagger? Do I
Oh,
see
I'm
the
sure
attempt?
you probably do,
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
tried to pull it on Riona.
Her eyes are wide, by the way. She's like, oh shit.
All right. 13. So
This is
misses.
all right.
Pulled my
Rihanna.
own dagger out.
Well, hang on. Riona
Okay.
does a 16 hit.
Oh, that hits and it hurts.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled low. So, as everybody's attacking, he switches his other hand, grabs another dagger, and just without looking makes a lunge at you while trying to turn to run. He manages to give you a nick across your face as he turns to leave, taking 2 hit points. 2 points
All right.
slashing.
I'm gonna grapple him. But I guess we need to do initiative.
Let's see. It was him, and then it was Haskar, Scrack. You tried.
Mhm.
Daisy, you were going to go next. No need to roll initiative. You all said what you were going to do.
Mhm.
Daisy, what are you doing?
As he turns to run away, I jump to grab his feet to see if I can stop him.
Roll an attack.
Roll an attack. Remember, new. What am I rolling for?
Roll. You're just trying to grab him, so it would be a grapple.
That helps. That is one of my things.
Hey, there you go.
Rolled as an unarmed strike.
Right.
So it's a D20 plus your hit DC. It's like if you have any hit modifiers.
It's under your actions.
Yeah, it's
I
under
have a
actions.
hit +4.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
So click on the +4, and it'll roll the dice for you,
Oh, okay. Thank you.
and it'll add the +4 in automatically.
12.
12.
That sucked.
You lunge after him, and the only thing you catch is a face full of dirt and dust as you try to snatch at his ankles. Ladies and gentlemen, we are playing with D&D Beyond. We are not sponsored. However, anybody at D&D Beyond watching this and like what they see, I'm just saying. But Yeah, he's trekking off.
Um,
Damn
Do
it.
we-
Do I get an opportunity to attack?
Yeah, do I
Sure,
get an
why not?
opportunity attack?
Sure, why not?
All right. I was gonna go in for a grapple. Another 21.
19.
Nice. Both of you get it.
I'm gonna fall on top of him and use my weight to pin him down.
I have seen nature documentaries. The bear is like "Ugh," misses and then it's like "Ugh," just all the paws. Bear
And he
being
takes
better
12
with-
points of damage as he does it.
Whew.
Oh yeah.
You're hitting him with the hammer.
With my maul,
With your maul. How much did you say?
12 points.
12 points. Whew. Okay. Yeah, he is down. He is bloody. You come down with your maul just between the shoulder blades as he's falling. So it's an impact between the shoulder blades, and it shoves him to the ground that he was already gonna hit, and it makes him bounce a little bit as he and you see the blades come out from his hands, and he is laying there and is wheezing horribly. Thorsten, I'm assuming that you're coming up.
You're muted.
Calling from the bottom of the well. Did he make it up? Because I'd really like to get out of here. But I'm also investigating the body.
Okay.
I yelled down, we're preoccupied.
Just let me know.
Okay. I forgot you wanted to investigate. We will get back to you. I'm sorry. So yeah, the guy is down, but he's not dead.
I have him grappled.
Yes.
I rolled a 21, so I'm just on top of him, and I'm basically gonna try to rip into him with my beak.
Whoa,
Ooh,
whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, let's start using our words here, folks. He's not going anywhere, big guy. It's okay.
Riona will come over and just put her hand on Scrack's head. Just a moment, please.
21 to hit.
Nope.
yes, that definitely hits.
All right, and let's see. He takes. Let me look at my 10 points, or on D10. He takes 5 points of damage.
So as you put your hand on this dirty and bloody, really haggard looking owlbear, going, it's okay, it's okay. Like quick movement of a bird's beak, and the head just goes.
Pale and horrified, bleeding from the face, just backs away.
Scare that. Hey, down there, you ready to come up?
Yes. Go ahead and send down the rope. I'll give it a double tug when I'm ready.
Thorsten, as you lick your fingers from the juices flowing from yeah, I'll be up in a second. Give me a second. So little did you guys know he was a cannibal.
Surprise!
Surprise cannibalism.
Surprise, bitches.
It's only episode 2. Let's save the surprises for later.
No. So as you are wanting to look at the body, go ahead and roll investigation for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kind, patient sir who doesn't snip off people's heads.
This kind patient sir rolled a 4. So
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty barren. The guy is wearing some armor. It took a good beating on the way down the well and to his final sliding place. But you don't see anything on him as far as weapons, jewelry. His pouch is empty.
any religious markings or anything on
No
his arms?
iconography that you can see. No.
Okay.
I
Well-
actually yell down to Well, send the dead guy up.
By all means, I, I take the rope and I wrap up the new guy or the dead guy and give it a double tug and be like, hoist away, friends. Sorry, it's a
Hold
little
off.
bit of dead weight on this end, but ha 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 ha.
Yeah, fucking hysterical.
My father was a bard. I'm sorry.
A lot of our fathers were bards, I think.
Once I get the dead guy up, I untie him and throw the rope back down. Okay, if you're ready.
As wonderful of a time as I've had down here so far, I am more than happy to go ahead and leave. So I wrap myself into I wrap the rope around me because I know that I am not a good climber. And I go again about that dead weight part. I'm sorry.
About that time I yank really nice and hard. Just give him a little.
Like the cork of a bottle, right out of the top.
I can see my house from here.
Once I get him up, it's like, is there anyone else?
No, I believe we're it. Thank you so much, Sir
Are
Dwarf.
you sure there's, I mean, another owlbear, elephant, anything?
You know, I had thought to bring my Loxodon priestess, but she just couldn't quite fit through the opening.
You're still really close to the edge.
Did anyone notice where the rats ran off to?
No, I was too busy hauling people above a well and then killing someone. A little preoccupied.
You are just a ray of sunshine.
And about my friend that I sent up, where is he?
You just see Riona pointing to the head and a bear.
It's not too far away from the body, but yeah, it's there.
Oh,
I
All
start
right.
looting the
Well-
bodies to see if there's anything of note on
well,
them.
that's unfortunate. Yes, if you folks, if you are going to be checking the body, I'm not here to judge. If you see anything, if you see any religious accoutrement, I would very much be interested in seeing that. Because for some reason I've gone French.
I look over at Riona, so we hauled up a gnome, a half elf, an owlbear, and a zealot. Great. Anything else you want to ruin my day by doing?
She just points to her face,
And who did that?
points to the head.
I go step on the head as I start searching the body.
I pulled out a
want
clean
you-
handkerchief
you
and
to
handed
make-
it to her.
I want you to make an attack roll with advantage.
Okay.
I just say thank you to Daisy and hold it to my cheek.
And look, I have another pussy.
25. Okay. Yeah. You definitely stomp it. I was really hoping for a nat one.
I figured you were.
Lost Harry.
I do go. Oh no, I was about to say I do. I do make my way right over to Scrack so I can help clean his wounds and stuff like that.
So you want to check out the bodies? Okay.
Yep.
Roll an investigation.
While he's checking, Riona's walking back, holding her face to the house so she
19.
can get buckets of water and stuff for everybody.
Go with
So-
her.
As you look,
I haven't removed you yet. You're still in my corset.
I'm going with her, apparently.
I just have a gnome. He's mine now.
Little miss, do you need help? I'll come with you.
Sure, just the house this way. She's very flustered. She's never been hurt before, so
so as you start looking at the bodies, the body of the one who was downed by the owlbear, You do see that he has two long daggers. Underneath his I guess you would say a robe of burlap, there are two more daggers that are sheathed. You find 4 gold total. You find a rolled up piece of paper. And you find a necklace that looks like it's about an inch and a half, 2 inches of a what looks like a dragon claw holding an eye.
That's very pretty. May I look at it?
No, because you're not there.
You went with Riona.
Oh, that's right. I went wandering off. Well, that's about normal.
What about his armor?
His armor, it is metal. It's mostly scale mail. Not in the best. I mean, it looks all right, but it is well worn and probably not his originally.
I look over at the cleric. 'Cause
Hey.
I don't know his name yet. And,
Sorry, I blew a fuse.
welcome back.
Yeah.
I look over the cleric and say, "Does this count?" And I throw the necklace at him. I also take some of the scale mail if I can see if I can adapt it to myself.
Sure, sure.
I catch the amulet, and I take a look at the amulet. Do I recognize the symbol?
Make an arcana check. Or religion.
Are we still sitting by the well, just
Yes.
talking? I stand up.
A 17 religion check.
Yeah.
17. You've heard of religious iconography that has to do with dragons and eyes. There's a weird thing. It is a left dragon claw. At least it looks like a dragon claw. So your mind goes to the tales of Vecna, but it just doesn't seem quite right.
Hmm. This is good find, Lord Dwarf. I'm most interested in this piece. I would like to bring it back to the chantry for my seniors to look at this. I have yet to reach clericdom yet, so I don't get to directly talk with my patron.
I don't care. Whatever. I check the other body.
Okay. The other body, aside from the really abused armor from the drop, nothing.
Ooh, that's a spicy, completely legitimate non-adult drink.
After I search the bodies and basically take whatever I can off them, I unroll the paper. Does it say anything?
It does not, but it is bound by a little piece of twine, and it is probably about that big by about that long. And it does appear to have some coffee stains.
Okay. I put it in my bag and I'm going, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go check on my friend right now. Give a damn what you do.
He's inside just getting buckets, handing a bucket of water to Daisy, not removing the gnome because she's completely spaced he's even there, because just in shock. Just,
How tall is Riona?
5'9", 5'8".
So pretty tall, pretty tall. I mean, you know,
Average female.
How tall is Rusty?
About 3'4". He says 3.5, but
All right.
So your feet are dangling at the knees and your head is just below the chin, is what we're saying.
All right.
I'm straight up mini me right now.
So baby Bjorn, great.
Mhm. She's not paying attention. She's in shock mode because she's never, let alone been in a fight, got cut or hurt. Very
Right.
sheltered.
So I don't think we've made introductions yet. Hi, I'm Rusty. I don't think I caught your name.
Stops, looks down, and just bright red. It's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Pulls him out. Corset just falls down. I'm sorry. I'm Riona. Riona Hyrath.
I think I've seen you around town at the market.
Yes, I sell my goods there. Hats, and I just point to all the stuff that I didn't unpack that's just sitting on the table. Piece of meat just soaking through a blanket.
Lovely. Yeah, I'm usually on the street corner. You may have heard my work.
Are you the gnome that got really drunk one time and ran down the street naked, screaming that the lizard people stole your clothes?
Can't say no. There could have been other gnomes.
Well, this is a wild little town.
I stand up and I'm gonna grab the headless body that I'm next to.
Yep.
And I haul it up and drag it over to Riona. Say, you need to hide this.
I was seriously hoping you were gonna say you're gonna eat it.
Goes pale as she's coming out the door holding a bucket of water. Haskar!
I come up behind the owlbear looking and going, yeah, this isn't her thing. I grab the body and take it over back to the well. You know the pit you drug it from? I'll take care of it. Fucking talking owlbears, really? Really? As he mumbles and walking away.
I'm just running after Scrack. I'm trying to heal your wounds.
Make a medicine check for me.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
23.
Awesome.
You reach
could
into
use
the pack and you've got some salve and you're like, and you're like afraid you're just going to get it on the outside of his fur and feathers. And you actually manage, as he's running, to trip a little bit and your hand goes directly through the feathers and hits the wound with the staff. There's an instant cooling sensation to your bites. And as he does this, he heals you for 3 points.
Yay.
Yeah.
I feel better.
So as you are trying to heal a moving, talking owlbear,
I'm just lumbering around. I'm not running. you
yeah,
know.
and Riona is trying not to have an existential crisis. Daisy is thinking, okay, this is interesting. Rusty is like, I had boobs on the other side of my head. It was amazing. We've got a cantankerous dwarf who's a little upset. As you're all doing this, you hear a muffled voice come from inside the hut, inside the house, from the table of llama goods. They were unwelcome. They shouldn't have been there.
Bucket of water, just turns around and chucks it at the table. I'm not aiming, just bucket of water.
So
Little Miss,
like
do
the
you
whole-
live with someone besides the big angry guy outside?
I'm pretty sure from her reaction, you got your answer of her just chucking
Yeah.
a giant bucket of water across the
I
hall.
don't think she was expecting to hear that voice.
the
After
bucket
this day, you
flies
never
from your
know.
hands and tumbles through the air, spilling the contents everywhere. There's a loud clap of it hitting the floor and washing away whatever dust and debris might have been there. The hats, the blankets, and everything begin to move a little bit, and you see a pink nose pop out a little bit and whiskers as one rat comes out, followed slowly by another rat, and another. About 15, 16 rats. And as they angle their faces in different ways, it makes a face as their eyes glow. And you see a small rat-made face. And some of the rats at the bottom start moving as it speaks again. You killed them.
Yes.
They were a-holes. Of course we did. I mean, it was an accident, sort of. His head ran into a big
And
immovable object.
a quite on purpose accident, I assure you.
DM, would I hear this as I'm dragging the body over to the other well, like the pail being thrown in the weird voice?
I'm sure you probably could. The well's not too terribly far from the house. And if you didn't hear the voice, you definitely heard the water and the pail and the reactions of everyone else.
I just kind of drop the body, grab my maul, and walk over back, going, "Oh, it was such a nice day."
It was a nice day.
So I believe we are addressing, as our now departed people, what's called you the rat.
I am not one, I am many.
That's
Do they call
apparent.
you Legion?
I am not legion. I am family.
Family's always welcome. Can we help you? Is anyone hurt?
It's quiet for a few minutes. And what few windows Riona has to her home, they slowly get blocked by bodies of rats climbing on the outside of your home, covering the windows slowly.
Shall we take this conversation outside?
I've had this nightmare before.
Briona's just sitting here like, Father's
I-
gonna kill me. The house is infested with rats. He's going to kill me.
I grab Riona and drag her outside. Going, yeah, that's the least worries. You really care if this thing burns?
Yes, this is my family home.
We can rebuild it, but it's really got bad rap out. Really, really bad.
No.
I look at the face and I'm like, would you care to have this conversation outside? The young lady homeowner seems to be somewhat distraught by your presence.
Riona, as you are being pulled back through your front door, eyes on the multitudes of eyes that are just glowing from the table, you feel something lightly brush your cheek as you see a dark little body fly past. A rat not attacking you, leaping into your home, just grazing the blood of your cheek. And it scurries and scampers, climbing up the table and joining the thralls. Riona.
She stops moving, just hit.
Yep, definitely had this nightmare before.
Oh hell no! I'm still dragging her ass out.
We will go.
It knows my name. Why does it know my name? Hasgar, why does it know my name?
I don't know, but about 30 seconds, I'm gonna hit it with this hammer as hard as I possibly can.
As you back away from the house, the thatch roof, it could have used some repair before, but now it is a blanket of dark grays and blacks and pink noses, long worm-like tails, just all on the roof.
Ben,
And oh God, showing our age. Ah,
You know, next time I think I'm just gonna go to the stocks and take my chances there.
so as you see your house just completely engulfed in these rats, um, probably now about 24 rats come out in this swirling swarm of a pile, just falling over, almost rolling out. And as they move around, the rats on your home all move around in relation to it until they all start gathering up. And you see a head start forming out of all the rats, a neck, some shoulders, until it is a swarm of movement with shoulders, neck, and head. Riona, you would not hurt a flea.
All animals are good. It's people I don't like.
So as they are swarming about, the head looks over to Haskar and looks at the rest of you. I do not know those of you who are here, but I give you my thank you.
Don't mention it.
Our pleasure. What can you tell us of the men who were down there? Or of these or of this cult? And I hold up the amulet.
Okay. As you hold it up, you hear a few squeaks and squeals of the rats, and it begins to lose its form a little bit, but it regains composure. And we know that they are our enemy. They do not appreciate our gift.
Well, that sounds rude.
What gift is that?
Information.
That is very handy. What information have you gathered lately that they might not want known?
It looks from each of you and then goes back to Riona. You will be a friend.
At the word friend, her eyes light up just a little bit. Like, you want to be friends?
I put myself between Riona and the rat thing
Which is great because he's like right here.
and just kind of like holding her back because he knows that she's going to start wandering towards it.
I mean, he's not wrong.
But as you do this, it doesn't seem to really acknowledge you, Haskar. But it looks not at you, but almost through you, with all those glowing, beady eyes trying to stay formed into one. Seek out the like-minded one in the city. He will help you understand your path. There is danger. Your father, he is alone.
So he's alive. You're saying that my father is alive, Mr. Rat, sir, person.
I am saying, hurry. Find the gnome. He lives in the city near the docks. He is an ally to knowledge and truth. And as he says this, much like a sculpture of sand, he just starts falling apart as the rats all disperse and disseminate across the grounds.
I have more questions than I got answers. I turned to look at Rusty. Are you the gnome? Do you live by the docks? What do you know?
I am a gnome. I do not live by the docks, and I have more questions than answers as well.
My friends, I believe we should all meet in town later. Myself and Rusty have to get back to the chantry to report so that we can keep Rusty's head out of the stocks and that I can complete my mission and maybe gain a little more, maybe gain a little more insight as to what's really going on here. If you would like to meet at the tavern, let's say nightfall.
I mean,
Realize
you
there's
guys can all come back here. I don't mind if you stay here. You don't have to go.
Town
Did
is
you
not
not
safe.
see all the rats? That's
Town is not safe for Scrack or myself.
I got a barn with extra hay
We'll-
and rooms.
We will
Ish.
meet, we will, Rusty and I will meet you back here as soon as I've reported, as soon as we've reported to the chantry and we make sure that he doesn't end up in the stockade.
At this point, it's kind of like whatever.
I mean, he is a gnome. It really
Why-
isn't
Why
worth
doesn't
it.
Rusty just stay here and you go?
I'm gonna go change.
Him and I left together. I'm sure if I showed up back with myself and he's still alive, it would make more problems than solve them.
Yeah, the fact that Leslie's not gonna be with us isn't gonna be a problem.
I've got his sash and his spear to send back to his family. Then we will give a full report.
Well, Scrack and I can stay here and I can help get him cleaned up. He'll be much more comfortable if he's not covered in muck.
I do have his wounds stabilized for now.
Yeah.
So if you want to get him
Thank you.
cleared up, that'd be great. But as soon as I've made my report and got Rusty off the hook, we will return. Should only take a few hours.
We'll try to be back here before dark.
You have about 3.5, 4 more hours of daylight.
As I said,
Well, Scrack, let's go get you cleaned up so you're a happy owlbear.
Yeah.
Sounds
Is there
good.
such a thing?
Yes.
Speaking of a happy animal, Hall and Oates, they look rather bothered. They just witnessed 2 murders, an owl bear, and they spitting
Riona
every-
will get to work, calming them down and setting them up in the barn and have Daisy and Scrack. Well, Scrack can have one of the stalls and she shows Daisy the hammock she has set up in there that she can sleep on.
Thank you.
I go to, Askar's gonna go to the other well and draw some water and get cleaned up because, yeah, it's been covered in rats and a gnome.
I am gonna go try to find a water trough.
Okay. During this time, we will say that it takes a little while to get cleaned up, to travel to town. We'll call it a short rest, and you are all officially level 1.
Yeah.
Yes, for those who don't know, we started off as level 0. We rolled a d6 and added our constitution modifiers for our hit points.
Level 1.
Yeah, I had 2 hit points left. That was it.
Yeah, just that little cut, I was down to 5. I was like, ow.
It's infected.
okay,
Alright, so level 1. Yay.
Level 1.
Cool. Will there be a ceremony for me? That'd be amazing. You know,
We're
because
not going to kill you
clergy.
this time. Congratulations.
So as Scrack, you get a little cleaned up.
Priest here.
Yep.
You do feel a little stronger. You know, it's been a while since you've done more than just growled at somebody.
Right.
Sorry,
Good.
I have to. It's been a while.
Basically got out there and you exercised. You did good. You're a little bristly, but now you're a little floof ball because yeah, fresh bath. Daisy, as he's shaking and trying to dry off, you start trying to do that trick that you once saw somebody do, which was just spin a knife by the handle. You managed to do a fairly good job of it. This might be intimidating to somebody at some point. Riona, that cut bothers you. If you don't take care of it, it might become a scar. But you kind of walk and pat Hall on the face, try to calm him down. Oates comes over and just puts his head right against you. Kind of like a cat trying to get pets, scritches. You feel, you've always felt a connection with your llamas. A little more so now. Rusty? It has to have been the lizard people. Had to have been the lizard people. That, I mean, if it weren't for the fact that one of them's head got caved in and the other one's head got snipped off and the body disposed of before you could really inspect it, you know they were masks. You know they were masks. They had to have been lizard folk. Yep. Oscar, what little training you were able to receive before the war ended, you're surprised at how quickly your body responded. What little training you had, it was ready for it. And Torsten, once you get back to the chantry, they see the muck and mire all over you, the blood stains. Ah, Torsten. Ah. Do we not have a very good go of it?
Well, you told me to go into the sewers and find something weird, and I definitely found more than a little weird.
Have you alerted the Brassers as we were paid?
I need to speak with the Brassers, but I wanted to report my findings to you first.
Very good, very good. Oh, you don't have the book with you.
No, I actually gave that away to a new friend that I found while I was in the sewers. It's kind of weird.
Very good, very good. Here, have this. And as he goes over to the table, he grabs another book and walks over. And he puts that in your hand. 2 in 1 day, that's a record.
I'll do my best.
Very good. And as you say that, he turns away and you look down at the book and the imprint on the embossment on the cover, it shimmers and fades. And instead, a golden hand of Tyr replaces it. And inside the book, all the pages are blank, except for the first. You now have cleric spells.
Oh, handy.
Hey, you're a level 1 cleric, right?
Right?
And there was much rejoicing.
And
Yay.
magic. Rusty, you don't get a book. Instead, you have pamphlet. It's the weirdest thing. You hear this crackling, just crinkling of paper, and you look in your vest, and there's a green piece of paper that's folded up. As you pull it out, that is what your spells are on. And on the front of it is like, could someone actually land on the moon?
Fantastic.
So what's everybody doing?
So based off of what the rat persona thing, whatever creepiness that you pulled up out of your, I don't want to name, said, because he said Riona was going to be in danger, I'm going to start trying to fashion at least some type of like gather the chainmail off the guy's armor and stuff like that, and fashion some type of armor up. Because yeah, being at 2 hit points really sucked and scared the shit out of him. He doesn't really want to die.
Yeah. Old rough and tough dwarf. 2 hit
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, not my most favorite thing of death.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You do fashion. It was pretty rough. Especially the one that fell down the well the first time. But you managed to make use of some of the splint. You have splint mail going across your chest. You took some of it, made some bracers.
Do you want me to put it as chainmail or splint?
Splint.
I also take 2 of the daggers and give them to Riona.
Okay.
And say, I know you don't know how to use these, but you'll learn. And if I'm not there, you might need these.
I mean, where would we go? I mean, we're just gonna stay on the farm. We're safe here, right?
Do you not want to go look for your father? Because I'm okay with that, because I'm pretty sure he's dead. But if you want to go look for your dad,
I don't know. These people seem nice. And the rat says that my dad's alive. And we got those weird letters. You know, I got the one that says he's alive, and then you got the one that says he's dead. And then the rats say I don't know. I mean,
do me a favor. Hold on to these. Yeah, show him how to strap them to her belt. Just in case. Just for my peace of mind, if anything else. Okay, can you do that for me?
at your head, says I'll keep them on.
Speaking of daggers, I show the medallion and the 2 daggers from the guy from the original when he handed me his daggers to go up the rope. I show them to my priest that I'm reporting to, and I'm like, I ran into a couple of gentlemen that was wearing this amulet, and he had no love for the clergy, as he spat upon my symbol of Tyr when we first met.
Takes it, looks at the clawed hand in the eye. Really, it's not exactly my forte. I'm more of prayer meetings, lunch meetings, that sort of thing. Just spreading the word of our sacred father, you know. Let me get back to you on this. See what I can find out.
All right, I'm going to go report to the brassers, then I'll come back and see what you have.
Take these. And he like dismissively points at the daggers.
That's a good point.
I gather up the daggers. I look at Rusty and I go, "You got any use for these, buddy?"
It's like a short sword for me, but sure, I'll take one.
I give him one of the daggers.
Ha
Not indoors, Rusty, please.
Fine.
And give me the candlestick
Fine. Hand them a candlestick from behind my back.
And the candle snuffer.
I didn't. Oh, I did.
I put my arm around Rusty. I think we need to go check in with the Brassers.
He still
Before he
had the
finds
candle.
anything else.
Still had the candle.
And I rush him over to meet with I guess the Brassers that are still standing watch at the opening of the sewer.
As we're walking, I'm gonna turn to Torsten. So you're a full-fledged cleric now?
It's sure the way it feels. I hold up my symbol, let it glow for a second. See that?
I pull a symbol out of my shirt of two white hands bound with red cloth. You know, I tried to be a cleric too, but I was invited to no longer study to be a cleric.
I don't think that call me an infidel, but I don't believe that our personal relationships with our deities has anything to do with anybody else. And I believe that's where our true power comes from, is through
Like the
hope
way
and
you
faith.
think.
I don't think anyone can take you away from your calling, no matter how interesting your ways of going about it are.
Well, not everyone feels the same way.
No, they don't. That's why I believe in Tyr. He's justice, equality.
I prefer the light, but that's just me.
So as you are walking and talking, you do see the two guards, the two Brassers, standing with their spears, kind of bored, looking down the down where you guys had entered. Oh, bored.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Ah! And they spin around and there's spears at you.
Easy.
What you how
We found something weird,
all right.
but that's not what I have to report to you.
Well, so where's your chaperone?
And that's when I take the spear that has his cloth wrapped around it, hold it out to him. I'm afraid he was lost.
Lost, or like something bad happened to him?
Something very bad happened.
Died very bravely. If that helps.
A building fell on him.
And he was crushed very bravely.
You were down in the sewers
Yes.
and a building fell on him.
Yes. I could walk you to the spot.
I'm good. He was a prick. Honestly, he was talking about leaving. Tell you what. Slip me gold. We won't say what.
You know, speaking of gold, I was promised pay for this job.
You'll have to take that up with our hires.
And it'll be hard to get said gold from the hires without, let's say, I don't know, the chaperone he sent us with.
Right. Well, I don't think we need to be here anymore. Shall we then?
Let's go. I just want it known that we returned what we could of his.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Guy takes it and places it behind him.
Do you know if Leslie left behind a wife, family?
Honestly, I didn't even know his name was Leslie.
That's unfortunate. Leslie was a nice guy.
Really? Never known an elf to be a nice guy.
He wasn't the worst.
You know what? Just out of curiosity, what did you find out there?
See, I spend a lot of time telling people stuff that I see, and nobody believes me. And you're not going to believe this, so take it away, Torsten.
We ran into a rat king, which was very upset about the presence of a couple of gentlemen who were wearing this. Well, I don't have the amulet anymore. Who were wearing a very particular amulet that I'm having being checked out by the clergy as we speak. And a building fell upon us. We made friends with a dwarf, a half elf, another human farmer, and an owl bear, and it was quite the adventure. So when you say when we were spent to find something different or weird, I believe we've more than met our quota of weird.
So what happened to what you said? All of them.
All of who?
Everyone you met. And the rat thing.
The rat king has now since moved on his way after giving us what information that he could. The farmer and their friends are
Excuse me, just might have something stuck in my throat.
the farmer and her friends have gone on a trip because she has never seen such excitement before, and he was worried about her, so they decided to go out of town for quite a while because she was so upset by the whole situation. And where the owl bear is, why would you invite finding an owl bear?
I don't know how you found an owl bear down there, but everything you're telling me is just crazy.
Weird, right?
Yeah, a little strange.
You said find weird. We found weird.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what it was that you were trying to find, but you found something. Go make your report. We will we'll stay posted at the local tavern. You can
So-
find us. You can find us over there, and as he points, it's to a. It looks like it's a very old, nearly derelict building that has been upgraded several times and still never quite achieved a nice look. Like they put an awning on it, the awning doesn't match, the door is a different color, and it's a double door. The other door is not quite the same color, it's just a shade off, that type of thing. It is a tavern called the Twisted Shaft, and it is an arrow and a corkscrew. So
Oh, hey, while you're at the Twisted Shaft, don't forget to ask for the King's Nuts. They're back in season.
I
right,
do hear the king's nuts are quite satisfying in your mouth.
right.
I'm so disappointed in all of you.
So we're going to go to the Twisted Shaft to put
Eat
King's
all of
Nuts
them.
in our mouth. King's Nuts. Get them in your mouth today.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna eat all of them when they come back.
We would deserve it.
So they kind of shoo you away. You know the general way to the Brassers local area of business.
Rusty, I'm going to check back in with the Chantry and get that amulet back and any information they may have. Do you want to go back to the farm and
I'll wait for you, thanks. It's
okay?
getting late. I wouldn't want you to, get lost along the way.
Oh, sure, not a problem.
By the way, just a little observation that I've learned over the years. Sometimes the truth will not set you free. Sometimes it'll get you locked up in the stocks. So,
I don't remember telling him the exact truth on anything, really.
and I'm very proud of you. Just maybe a little bit less truth. Huh?
Oh, I find that those that feel they need to hide things live in fear, and fear is not how I live.
Fantastic. I'll be waiting here for you.
Order and
Like,
justice, not
I'm-
necessarily truth.
I may go grab the king's nuts while I'm waiting.
All right. So, as
Don't forget a
Torsten-
queen's tart.
That's next up for sale. The jelly-filled tarts.
The big
Yes.
jelly-filled tarts.
So as Torsten wanders off to make his report and check back in with Chantry, Rusty, are you going to the Twisted Shaft?
I'm going to the Twisted Shaft.
All right. So as you go to the Twisted Shaft, you do notice that the guards are already gone. They, while you and Torsten were talking about different things, you open the door. It's dark and smoky. There is a bartender, really bored looking. He is reading a very thin book, almost a pamphlet. He's of the stockier stock of dwarves. He doesn't have a beard, but he has the thickest mutton chops you've ever seen. It's like adds almost to his shoulder blades, the width of his head. Very bushy, red mutton chops. Male pattern baldness going back here, keeping the widow's peak. He's got a set of pince-nez type of spectacles on his nose, the type that just sit there. Yes. And he's just looking over the pamphlet, very bored.
What you got there? Down here. Further down here.
Yeah, I got you. I'm reading.
Just too busy to get me the king's nuts?
We don't, I hope that's not a euphemism. If you're talking.
You new to town?
No. I'm not normally here on day shift.
All right. What about a cider? Can you pour me a Dixon cider?
The Dickens cider? Yeah. It's pretty good. Yeah, just a pint.
Just a schooner.
Okay. He slowly pushes his pamphlet to the side and reaches for a vessel.
Can I make out what the pamphlet says?
So he doesn't ask, but he pours you a hot Dickens cider. It's very hot, and it's in front of you. It's 3 copper.
I will pull 3 copper out of my purse.
Sure. Thank you. He kind of like moves a little bit to the side so you can't quite see the pamphlet.
Must be quite interesting.
It's not for everyone.
So it's smut.
No, it's not. Why? Why would you say that? It's not smut. Look, I don't know you. You look like a trustworthy sort, though.
I'm very trustworthy.
I hear that there's in the northern section of town, there is at night, sometimes you come across this creature. It's crazy. They call him the Mothman.
Ah, yes, I've heard about this.
He seems to ride into town on a chupacabra.
Uh-huh. Mercy will just take a sip and think to himself, this guy's crazy.
Everybody knows Mothman can fly. Make a perception check for me, Rusty.
4.
4. Yeah, you're watching him as he's like poring over this same page over and over again, and he kind of mutters to himself and nods. Then his bloodshot eye looks over at you, locks with you for a second, then goes back. But for the most part, it's quiet in here. Not much going on. Torsten,
Yes.
as you give the report, you are talking to Sergeant Rasp at his desk. He is one of the few humans that you've actually seen aside from yourself and Riona. This town is very eclectic in its diversity, shall we say, but humans are on the lower side of the population. But Sergeant Rasp is sitting behind his desk, his mud-caked tall black boots up on his desk, hands folded across his chest. As you deliver this information, kind of gives you a nod, and he's like, so, you were saying that Leslie went with you?
Yes, sir.
Leslie. Elf.
Yes, sir.
And do you have any proof of this, Leslie?
I had his spear and his and a cut of his cloth. I gave it to the 2 guards that you had posted up at the sewers
He reaches
as his
back,
last vestments.
pulls off what looks like a list of papers that are all bundled together on the wall, starts flipping through it. Did you get the name of the other guards by chance? Let me quickly answer you that. No, you did not. There is no Leslie or a post of a sewer drain.
What?
Look, he puts it back. I really have nothing much to do today. It is a quiet day. There's no extra duties about. And you come in here saying that you did a job for us, but you cannot provide what that job was, who you were with. I'm afraid I can't help you, and if you're going to continue to bother me with this nonsense, I'm going to have to put you in the stocks for the day.
Let me ask you a quick question. And I draw, if I may, I grab a scrap piece of his paper and I draw the symbol of the amulet that I found, and I slide it back towards him. I go, does that mean anything to you?
It means you drew across my child's birth certificate.
Birth certificate.
Did I really draw across his kid's? Jackass.
Run away.
This does not
Pretty
always set you
sophisticated
free.
bureaucracy they have.
what your child's birth certificate was doing on your desk, I will never know. But nonetheless, I apologize, and now I have more questions than answers.
If you have any more questions, I would take them up with your priests.
That's where I'm going next. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Toby is going to be so upset.
Toby sounds like a dick anyway. So I leave and go back to the chantry.
Okay.
Very confused.
It's quiet.
The chantry is quiet.
Pretty quiet.
Not good, right? As I walk in, I loose my mace, and I go straight for the office of my superior that I reported to.
You do not come across John or George.
Paul or Ringo?
Ringo is nowhere to be seen.
Brother John? Brother George? Brother Paul? Brother Ringo?
As you
Not
walk-
Ringo.
Not Ringo. As you walk up to the door, you knock on it, and there's no answer.
But Brother Brian, Brother George Martin, anyone.
For a moment, you think that Brother Leonard is there, but it's not.
It's just scrap skin.
Leonard's been skinnered.
I go looking around the inside of the chantry looking for a trace of anybody.
So as you walk around, give me a investigation.
Gross. I am no good at these. Nope. 8.
8. Okay. It's very quiet.
You investigate like me.
Right. So as you are investigating, you're looking around the chantry. Everything seems to be in place. Everything seems to be in order, but
No
no
people.
signs of the people that took you in. As you stand in the vestibule, kind of with a almost visual question mark over your head, you feel what feels like a tap on your shoulder.
And I spin around.
No one there.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
Mhm.
I don't. uh, I keep looking around. Uh, and uh, I, uh, I go into the office and see if I can at least find the amulet that I had him researching.
As you make your way back to the office, you open the door and it opens about 4 inches before it stops.
Okay. I give it a bit of a shove.
Okay. What's your strength?
That's a 13.
13.
Normal people strength.
Give me a roll on your strength.
Oh, 10.
10. Okay. So average. It's okay. It's beautiful. As you
It's
try
average.
to push, you bang your shoulder up against the door. It kind of do it again. Poof. You see a hand on the ground.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh no.
I
He
said
probably lost his precious bodily fluids.
I suddenly remember Rusty and the 2 guards that were going to the the twisted pole or whatever the hell it's called. And
The Twisted Shaft Tavern. Sir.
and I
World building.
I turn around and start making much haste for the twisted shaft.
So as you are running back through the chantry, you get to the vestibule and you feel a familiar tap, but it's on the top of your head and on your back.
And I spin around again. Who is that?
No one's there, and your voice echoes in the dead quiet.
I can't see anything or anyone. So yeah.
As you were looking around, you rolled a, what was it?
It was a 10 for strength.
Investigation.
Oh, I don't know what I rolled back then. You want me to roll again?
Or yeah, go ahead.
Oh, 12.
Oh, that's not bad. As you're looking around, you don't see anyone. You don't hear anyone. But you do smell something. It's started off very subtle, but it's a copper smell.
That's blood.
And as you're thinking this, you feel another tap on your shoulder.
Close my eyes for a second, preparing myself for what I know I'm about to see. And I look up.
As you look up, mist is very lightly coming down, almost completely evaporating before it gets to you. But there is ice completely covering the ceiling. And in that ice are several bodies. All of them are plastered chest to the ceiling, but all their heads are turned completely around, staring, mouth open, silently screaming, trapped in ice. only one hand is out, and it is missing the ring finger. And that is where the blood is dripping.
I'm worried about Justin, guys.
Run away. Run away.
I
Run
am
away.
making haste for the front door.
Ah!
And headed my way to good old Rusty.
All right. While you're doing that, hey, what are you guys doing in your happy little farm area?
I've set up Scrack and Daisy in the barn. I brought them food. I brought them blankets. And I am taking a casual walk around the farm with Hall and Oates. And if allowed, I'm ritual casting Speak with Animals without knowing I'm casting rituals. Because it takes time to think. And I'm just thinking to myself, I wish I could talk to you guys. You guys would understand. I don't know what I'm going through. And it takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah. As you're walking around, you're kind of leading them. They don't have a rope attached to them. They just naturally go where you go. And as you're thinking about things and mulling over your life, you kind of reach up and you touch your cheek where you had that cut earlier from the knife. And you feel a strange, almost electric sensation go through that cut on your cheek. And you put your hand up against it, and it's still there. The cut wasn't deep enough to go through the cheek, but it was enough to score. It's not bleeding anymore. That stopped a while ago. It's still very sore. But as you open your mouth, you see Hall standing close to you open his mouth as you open your mouth.
I'm just gonna look at him and like, I don't have any food. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Stares. Did you just say something?
did you?
Yes.
Yes.
And I scream bloody murder out in the field with just as loud as possible.
And
Oh
of
my
course,
God, Hall, why are you screaming?
Haskar comes sprinting over to where she is, trying to figure out what the hell's going on as she's screaming.
I'm just screaming at a llama. And the llama's
I fell
screaming
out of
at
the
me.
hammock.
There's dingleberries shooting everywhere from Hall. Oates looks very composed.
Yeah. I hear a scream. I come barging out of the barn.
The llama is talking. And I just run and I like try to hide behind the tiny dwarf.
A llama?
Oates,
You
Oates.
always, but you always talk to the llamas. Why are
I've
you?
never
what?
talked back. It talks back. You can hear him. He's saying oats right now.
I'm talking. That's not interesting.
I walk over to.
I turn
Hall
around and go
Oates,
back to the barn.
Not knowing which one is which. Going. You were saying.
Ooh.
Mm.
He
Talking.
called you by your name. How can you not hear that, Haskar?
I'm going back to my hammock.
Mhm.
I'm
just
still
walk
trying
away.
to brush my hair out.
It kind of walks between you and Hall. And it's like, I'm sorry. Hall is a little, how shall we say, uneducated.
Oates finally got his comeuppance. Yay. Oates.
Always like Oates bitter.
She just sits there for a second and then says, so you understand me and I understand you.
Indubitably.
Have I been a good mom?
You
about
did not
taking
give
care of
birth
your-
to us, dear lady. You
No, but you're my kids and I
groom us
love
and-
you.
Oh, oh, that should probably be addressed for someone who can handle mental health issues. However, you do take very fine care of us. That you can be assured.
Oats is a little much for me. I'm gonna go to Hall and just, it's okay. I'm scared too, and I'm just petting him, looking at Oats, looking at Hall. I can talk to
Only-
animals. I can talk.
Only-
It's just hold the lava.
You're just both crying.
Like I don't know what to do right now. So yeah, Riona is realizing she can talk to animals now.
Oates walks up to you. I'm sorry, dear Riona. This is not my first time speaking with, shall we say, a lesser person. It's rude to say lesser. I mean, llamas are at the top of the food chain. After all, we get you to take care of us. You don't mind it when we spit at you. And you do groom the dingleberries from our rear ends. So, yes, we are at the apex. However, I did talk to a wandering person about 2 years ago, shall we say. They were dressed all in leaves, they had antlers, and they had a staff. They are what's called a druid, and she cast a little spell, shall we say. I don't know much about the arcane. However, I do know what it felt like, and this, dear lady, is what...
Is this llama smarter than me? God damn it. Riona's having just like,
How long does Speak with Animals last?
oh God, let me double check. 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
you still have plenty of time with it.
Thanks. I'll just have a chat with him about this druid person, and then I'm gonna go and try to find Haskar and ask him what a druid is.
All right,
Because I've never read one about a druid.
cool. As you ask what a druid is, my dear lady, you are what we would call a druid. I mean, you are speaking to me after all.
I don't understand what that is. I mean, I've read lots of books about adventures and people traveling the world and magic, but never mentioned anything about a druid. I know what a-
How shall I simplify it for you? When a being who is not a llama loves another being who is not a llama, but is usually of the same type of being, they get together and they find they love each other very much. And when they produce an offspring, much like our parents birthed us, and I did get the lion's share of the-
Fingers in her ears. La 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 la. We're not having this talk.
TOS, Justin, TOS. Come on.
She's like, I
On occasion, there is someone who is a little more, shall we say, empathetic towards the natural order of things.
After I walk away, I about a few minutes goes by and Haskar says, Riona, you hear him yell across the field, stop playing with the animals and come on, let's go. It's getting dark.
turns around. I'm a druid.
Haskar kind of like nods, tilts his head to the side and is like,
That's what Oates said. Oates says I'm a druid. That's why I can talk to him. And Hall, who's still not stopped screaming.
that explains a lot. Okay, congratulations. Come in.
Just okay. She slowly walks them back to the barn, and she's gonna put them away and apologize to Daisy and Scrack for waking them. Sorry.
I wasn't asleep. I've been trying to brush the crap out of my hair for the last hour or so. I think Scrack may be asleep again. It sounds like he's
Yeah.
snoring.
Yeah. I'm just trying to sleep off the day. It was exhausting. she brought me about a tenth of the amount of food that I actually need to maintain myself. So, you know,
She'll. I'm gonna sneak over to Scrack and be like, let me think. Food. I'm a druid. Food. Druid. And I cast good berries into my hand.
good berries.
Good berries.
What
What?
what happens is as you're like, you feel almost the same electrical pulse that went through the cut on your cheek. But it pulses into your hands. And these berries look a lot like those dingleberries that the llamas were thanking you for cutting out of their fur. Until you realize, oh, no, they're not. Okay, you produce about 5 good berries.
She like licks it and then eats it.
Wow. Good berry is a good spell. Jeez.
I look at Scrack and I'm like, want a berry? I have 4 left. You can have all 4.
Little
don't know
miss, you don't happen to have any wine or anything to
Oh,
ease the day?
my father never allowed alcohol on the premises. I got water.
Is he
And
here?
No, he's been gone for a couple of years now.
And you still have no alcohol?
What's the point of alcohol? I have juice. I make orange juice all the time.
But can you give me
I'm gonna go
a
climb a tree.
perception with advantage?
All right.
Which, by the way, because you ate those 4 berries, you get
Yeah.
4 hit points back.
Okay. All right. So I rolled a 22. So
You too?
yeah.
And you're very full. Sustained a creature for 1 day.
Yeah.
So as you start smelling, good berries are okay, sure. I mean, you're mostly carnivorous. On occasion, you'll get some roughage,
hmm
but something does catch your sense of smell. Kind of start sniffing a little heavier. You know this smell. So you stand up, move around a little bit, start pawing at the floor of the barn.
hmm
And as you slide the scattered hay and debris from the floor, your nails hook into a trap door,
Okay.
and that's where the smell is coming from. You can smell casks of wine.
That's weird. I didn't even know we had a door there.
Scrack, what did you find?
Wine.
That's
Wine.
impossible. We're not allowed. Father never allowed alcohol. He said it was bad.
Good wine?
Can't tell.
Can I drop down and take a look at the casks?
Yes, you can. And as you do that, Torsten, you were on your way back to the farm, correct? Oh no, you were going back to get Rusty.
You're muted, dude.
I was on my way to the Twisted Shaft.
That's right. Okay, so as you are about to enter the Twisted Shaft and as you are dropping down into the tunnel, we're going to take a quick break,
Okay.
about 10 minutes or so. It is our time, 7:28. So we'll meet back at 7:38.
Cool.
All right.
Hi, my name's Rusty. Allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a forest gnome. I'm approximately 3.5 feet tall. I have sandy blonde hair and gray eyes. I'm always immaculately dressed, topped off with my signature hat. I enjoy long walks on the beach and talking about my crazy conspiracy theories.
My character, Riona Hyrath, is a human who lives on a little farm outside of Jessup's Nest. She grew up on this farm with her father her entire life. It's always been just the two of them. But a few years ago, he was called to go fight in a war and hasn't returned yet, sending letters whenever he gets a chance. With him gone, Riona has to pick up the mantle and take charge, caring for all the animals on the farm, giving a little special care to her two favorite llamas, Hall and Oats. Over the years, she learned how to crochet and knit as well as make her own yarn. Using her skills, she would sell her products in town, and with any spare coins she could muster, she would buy books. These books told her about adventures outside of the little town she lived in, and she's always wanted to go on her own adventure. But tending to the farm and caring for the house is now her job, and she's content with her job. It's her lot in life, spending her days doing her chores, reading, and waiting for her father to come home. Riona couldn't ask for more.
Dason Stormson, or Daisy to her friends if she had any, left the military because that was a bad decision on her part. Now she traipses around looking for shinies to add to her collection. Unfortunately, however, she did run afoul of the local thieves guild, which left her tied to a post facing a very hungry-looking owlbear. But that owlbear spoke her name. Now they are the best of friends.
When you first look at Torsten, you'll probably notice that his face looks like it hurts all the time. And it does. Torsten had just taken the Oath of Tyr to join the priesthood as an acolyte with a wish to become a full cleric. Then the band of demons attacked. In his zealousness, Torsten painted his face in the pattern of the war clerics and set about to keep his family safe with his faith. Torsten was taken by the raiding demons, tortured at their camp, and given a gift by the demon leader. The once woad-colored face paint Torsten wore is now an abyssal scar burned into his flesh that will never heal. He was sent back to the Chantry the next day so the people could see the punishment for having faith in goodness, but it had the opposite effect because Torsten would not cry. He did not wince or shy away when the people saw him. He simply told them that it was his hope and faith in their God of justice that brought him through the darkness, and his scars are proof that hope can endure. Not knowing if his family is dead or alive, his hope and faith will only continue to grow as he awaits the chance to see them again, either in this life or the next.
And we're back. I hope you didn't miss us too much. So let's pick up from Torsten real quick. I believe you were going to the Twisted Arrow or the Twisted Shaft.
Yes. And before I go barging in, I stop at the front door and kind of compose myself. Okay, breathe. We're just going to pick up the gnome. Nothing bad is happening. You didn't see all your friends and family dead and stuck to the ceiling of the Chantry. It's all good. It's all good. And go inside.
Saw it coming.
Only open.
I don't know why I didn't do anything about it. Maybe I'm just afraid of success.
I didn't ask, man. Did you want another drink?
Yes. I'll take another Dixon cider.
I walk in and look around, find Rusty.
Rustin!
Rusty, hey, buddy. Have you seen those two guards that we saw earlier?
Those wankers were gone before I got in here.
Okay, great, wonderful, fantastic. You
want a drink?
I don't think we have time for a drink. I would say let's get back to the farm and check on our friends. And I lean down real close to his ear and I whisper in his ear, literally everyone in the Chantry is dead. And I stare at him.
You're not funny? So, how much for a large bottle to go?
Take that too.
Sure.
Now.
Pulls up the old fashioned with the finger hole. Dunk, dunk. For the cider. 8 silver.
On our friend Leslie.
Let's go ahead and get 2 more.
I hope you're carrying some of these because
You got one more.
We'll do that. I'll carry 2. You carry 1.
sure.
We'll say 12.
12
You have
gold.
Leslie's purse, right?
Silver. 12 silver.
Of course I do.
I think he's buying this round.
Yeah.
I don't care, man, as long as I get paid.
All right. So I get I give him 20 silver
Oh.
for a job well done.
Hang on. He looks around and he's like, gets 2 good mugs and he puts them. I mean, he paid for them.
Wonderful.
Thanks. We'll look out for the chupacabra.
Good. I hope you don't have it like right in your neck, because that's how they do it. That's how they do it, man.
I'm sure we'll be great. All right, let's go. I toss one of the mugs in my backpack, or I toss one of the handles of thing in my backpack, and I relieve him of his other one.
Yeah, it's almost like the hillbilly jug that when it's
Yeah.
empty, you go, "Phoo, phoo." Yeah.
Yeah. So I put one in my pack, and I'm carrying one in each arm, and I'm like, all right, Rusty, let's go ahead and go back to the chantry. I say really loud.
Oh, okay, to the chantry.
Hi.
And we leave and start making post haste to the farm.
Daisy, I want you to roll an investigation check.
18.
18. With an 18, you find 4 extremely huge casks of wine, just enormous. And they have spigots, but they've been tapped, but they have not. They've never been used. Everything is very dusty, but as you're looking at them, you also find a few smaller barrels that line on a shelf behind the casks that are the little bourbon. Those look like individuals, single serving size, shall we say, especially for someone like Haskar. You also find a desk with some papers.
Apparently hasn't been cleaned down here for a while. Wait, what are those? I walk around the big barrel and I start picking up one of the little ones and I walk back to the hole and hold it up. Scrack, take this. There's a desk down here. Little miss, do you mind if while I'm down here I take a look? Might have something for you about your dad.
At those words, Riona jumps down there. Just kind of like scurries and jumps down like,
Desk is over there. I'm gonna keep going with the little casks.
Okay.
Goes to the desk.
And I'm
There's-
passing up more little casks.
There's 12 in total.
All 12.
There goes all the alcohol.
Well, we still have the big ones for later, but the
Right,
little
that's-
ones, they're personal to-go cups.
So yeah, Riona goes to the desk. I'm curious, what's on it?
It's a simple desk, 4 legs, a top. There is a back to it that holds quills, ink. There's some rolled up parchment.
Don't be a mimic. Don't be a mimic. Don't be.
Don't put ideas in his head. Just let me explore this desk without losing a hand.
But you
I'm
do see
standing behind her, holding a torch so she can see better.
they're holding a torch under a bunch of hay.
Yes, I am. It's not a big torch. Like, a little stick, light it on fire. There's not a lot of light down here.
Okay.
I'm smart enough not to catch the barn on fire.
So you basically have a stick on fire at this point.
Like a small candle, yes.
Like- So you do see there is a small lantern up by the quills. The papers, they're very dusty, just like everything else. But outside of that, it's pretty nondescript.
Are there any drawers on the desk?
Just one.
I rip it open.
I'm just gonna grab it and pull it.
Mhm.
Okay. As you start pulling it, almost the whole desk leans forward a little bit. The drawer does not come out.
I pull out one of the daggers that Haskar gave me. I jam it in the drawer and start trying to pry it open.
Hold
Alright.
on, little miss.
Aren't you going to look for the secret passage behind the desk?
Why don't you look under the desk before you rip it off the wall? There might be a secret latch.
Drawer. So I try to pull the desk away from the wall.
The desk does not slide away from the wall.
I'll take Daisy's advice and I will investigate around the desk for a secret thing.
Okay. So give me an investigation roll of.
Okay, that's never gonna happen again. That's a dirty 20. I
Okay.
have a +1 for investigation, so I was like, oh, that's not gonna help any.
So as you are investigating, you find a knothole, and you're like, ah! Press it, and it's actually just a knothole. Okay. You find what looks like a switch. Flip it, and then you realize it's just a piece of straw from the hay above you that got wedged in. And as you come back up, you look and you see there's no keyhole. It's just the knob on the drawer. As you grab it, you pull it, you realize that the desk, you couldn't move it away from the wall from the legs, but the top causes the whole thing to easily slide forward, but not too far, only about 5-6 inches before you hear a click and one of the casks opens up.
I see that happen. I look at Daisy and I'm just, and I go through the cask.
You need the
Yelling
lamp.
at the top of my, just yelling at the
Wait
top
a-
of my lungs, Haskar!
Just take the damn lamp with you.
You're like already in the cast, crawling through.
And I'm following behind her, trying to slow her down.
Yeah, it's only a few feet deep.
Still gonna go in it.
But
Considering
you,
she's underground, would I have had any chance in hell of hearing that? Because that concern I was in the house.
you are in the house. They are in the barn. It's not like a soundproofed area. It's definitely not like it's not thoroughly hidden, and the boards are not completely together. So depending on how loud she yelled, make a perception roll for me.
Riona's rule of thumb: if I'm gonna do something, I yell for Haskar to come.
10.
10.
Yeah.
You kind of hear a little bit, but you don't quite hear what she says, but you kind of do the whole hell. What?
I'm right by the trap door. Do I
Yeah.
hear any of their conversation?
Oh
Do I
yeah,
hear what's going on?
Easily.
You hear her yell and then scurrying.
You've heard this whole thing.
I
It's
start
only
heading.
a few steps. You can stand up
Yeah.
easily in this small space, but it's not like at all soundproofed.
I start heading towards the barn.
Okay.
They're down there.
How tall is Rihanna?
5'8", 5'9".
Okay, you're taller than I am. I
Well,
kept
she's
thinking
cute.
you were shorter than me with huge boobs.
Mm-hmm. Huge boobs, tall, skinny, flaming red bushy hair. Think like Merida bushy red hair.
All right.
Surprised your hair doesn't catch on fire.
Probably singed a little.
Do I see the owlbear standing at the door? And I'm like, "Ugh,
They're down there.
it just creeps me out when you talk." Go downstairs and I see an empty room.
You see an empty room full of giant casks of wine, and then you saw the wine upstairs.
So to be fair, you do see the large casks. You can see a desk, but one of those casks, the front of it is hinged away, so you can see the opening. It is not a tunnel. It is just simply a very large cask. It is a hidden chamber of sorts. Rihanna, you do have to stoop to get into it. Daisy, maybe not so much, but you can see Daisy's like 1 foot on the opening of the cask, kind of leaning.
In my butt. If you look in the hole, there's my butt.
I walk up behind you going, "Could you just move?"
She's feeling the walls, like trying to like have another door, another door, another door, another door.
I kind
I
of
crawl out and hand him the lamp.
I take the lamp and extinguish it with my hand and walk in. And what do I see with night vision?
Well, if let's see, it's still daylight, so there's a little bit of light streaming in through the cracks of the wooden planks that make up the barn and the floorboard. Rihanna, I need you to make a dexterity save for me.
Ted.
Yeah, as you bolt in there and everybody is watching you, you think that it's going to be a deeper tunnel than it is. It's only a few feet, and as soon as your foot gets onto the inside, you're spitting coins out everywhere. Gold coins, a lot of papers, and some other odds and ends. You can't really see it too well because in your frenzy, you've just stomped all over everything that's in here.
Mhm.
Haskar, what you're seeing is a wild red-headed human stomping all over things that look very valuable.
Pick her up and just say, "Stop."
Can she have decaf next time?
Oh no, this is normal. I turn around and put her out of the room. And we reach in, strike with flint to start a fire, like low, because I know where I'm at, but I'm also pretty low to begin with. And what do I see?
You see gold coins. You see some silver, some copper, mostly gold. You see a crown. You see what looks like a golden cover of a book. You also find a sensor, the thing on the chain that swing back and forth. You find numerous necklaces that are gold and bejeweled, some pearl. And you find 3 daggers, 2 of which are very ostentatious. One is very simple.
I'm just thinking of all the times that Riona went to bed hungry the last few years because she didn't make enough money and it's been sitting under the barn this entire time.
What guild did your dad belong to?
My dad didn't belong to any guild. He was a soldier, just like Haskar.
Rihanna, I only knew your dad months. What is this?
I didn't even know this place existed down here. Dad didn't drink alcohol, but there's alcohol.
I go around, I basically pick up the daggers and put them all in my pack. I was like, just pick up the rest of it. We're probably going to need it.
Okay.
And I go to the casks and start tapping on them to see if they're full.
Okay, so you gather approximately 97 gold coins, 28 silver, 52 copper. I will say the jewelry is about 500 gold pieces worth. That includes the 2 ornate daggers. And there is 1 rolled up piece of parchment.
The crown, is it small, big, ornate?
It is definitely bejeweled, but it's not very large. It's humanoid sized, but it's not like a big thick king's crown. It's
More like
of
a female?
tiara or circlet.
Circlet? Okay.
Yeah.
Riona's gonna take that. That's that and the scroll, the paper. That's all she'll take from there, and let Haskar collect everything else.
Here, pick up the scroll. Does it look similar to the scroll I have?
It's about
Like size-wise?
Yeah, it's about the same size.
I reach over and I grab the scroll from you. I'm like, 1 second. I put it with the other scroll in my pouch and then go knock on the casks to see if they sound like they're full of wine or if they sound liquid or if they sound like they're empty, whatever.
They sound like they're full.
Okay.
And with you guys down there, you can smell some wine as well.
Mhm.
It's like it's seeping out of the pores of the wood almost. Been down there a long time.
Once we get back up into light, I unroll my scroll and then unroll the scroll she had.
Okay.
Do they appear similar, like the same coffee type stains?
So the scroll you got off of the dead person, it does have some coffee stains on it. Weirdly, there's 3 of them. Like they put their cup down 3 times on this parchment. There's no writing.
On either one of them?
On the one that you took from Riona, there is only a little bit, a few drops of coffee stain on it. But on one side and on the other side, it has writing. And you can tell that this is, Riona, you can tell this is your father's handwriting. And it says, Riona, there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot that you should remain ignorant of. If you found this, I'm sorry.
She scoops up the letter from her dad, from Haskar, shoves it into the little pouch that she has right here that has the other 2 letters, and basically just looks at him and says, "In the morning, I'm going to find a gnome." You guys can have the alcohol. Just,
He kind of looks at her and says, I thought we were left already, but
we'll go in the morning. I don't want to go tonight.
what are you gonna do with the furry things?
Everyone's welcome.
Can we sell them?
No,
Damn it.
I think you just got enough gold to go eat and drink as much as you want.
I don't care about the gold. I just don't want them.
I'd look at Daisy like, enjoy the alcohol. I don't drink it, and I did guess my dad does. I'm gonna go inside and think.
Need company tomorrow when you go into town, let me know and I'd be happy to join you.
My usual company is Haskar, and I don't mind if you come. If the other little gnome and tall man come back, they can sleep in the barn with you guys. I don't think Haskar will let them sleep in the house.
I wouldn't let them sleep in the house.
Speaking of, as you make your way back to the house, we'll say that they made their way to your property.
All right, so Rusty and Torsten show up.
Yep.
Guys, we brought some alcohol.
There's 12 casks all sitting on the floor in the barn.
Look what we found.
Still muted.
We brought back more than just alcohol. Let's make sure everybody's gathered up. I have news. News of the not good kind.
We see anybody at all as we were walking back?
Just the usual people on the streets.
I didn't notice any missing guards that I was looking for.
Rewind and roll an investigation. That's what I thought.
Why?
So no.
Freaking D&D Beyond is so good at messing with your heart because it's like 18, 5.
Pretty classic.
At least it's, at least you get the 18 and 5s. Harry just gets 5s.
Oh.
Yeah, Harry's dice
Yeah,
just
you're
go
very right.
boom.
You're very right.
They don't even roll, they just pop.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just tell Harry to
Um,
roll just to make him feel better.
No. I get the 20s on like all of the do an investigation or make a nature check. It's when I'm in combat.
Yeah.
Let's be fair.
So I pull everybody together and I tell them about what I found at the Chantry and how the chief of the Brassers told me that the Brasser who followed us in, who came with us, wasn't a Brasser, and how this was apparently some kind of setup for myself and Rusty, and how things are not looking that great, and so I'm going to suggest that we maybe stay the night here, but get moving in the morning and try to find some answers as to who this symbol belongs to. And I go, oh yeah, by the way, does anyone have not their birth certificate for me to draw this on. Oh wait, I have a book. And I open up my book and I draw the symbol of the left-handed dragon and the skull. I'm like, we really need to find out who this belongs to.
In the morning, I'm going to go find the gnome at the docks that has answers. Maybe he has the answer to that. There were really people iced to the roof.
Not only ice to the roof, but their heads like an owl.
That's cool.
But
I'm sorry.
but obviously not as flexible as an owl.
Okay. Hall and Oates will be sleeping in the house with me. Got it.
Not near me.
I do suggest that if we are not all sleeping in the same place, we at least set up a 2-person guard.
I think we'll be fine. I'll be in the house with Hasgar, and then you guys got the barn, and I'll have Hall and Oates.
Whoever attacked the Chantry, attacked them, killed them, and froze their bodies to the ceiling in the time that it took for me to walk barely across town, make a 5-minute conversation, and then come back. They are fast, they are brutal, and they are strong.
Were you followed?
Not to my knowledge, but I'm not a tracker by any stretch.
I didn't see anybody, but I was focused on carrying half my body weight in booze.
Scrack, do you smell anybody?
I don't. I'll take watch. It's not safe.
Hasgar, maybe we sleep all in the barn tonight.
Actually, Justin, DM, how far away is the wood? Is there any forestry around here at all?
Yeah, a couple acres away.
So they're, a couple 100 yards away.
Mhm.
Okay. With that, let's say instead of any of us sleeping here at all, we should go sleep in the woods.
In the dark?
Not
It's
sleeping in the
dark
woods.
here. I would rather sleep in the woods than get killed in the house.
We can still have a watch to watch over the house to make sure nothing bad happens.
Okay. I'll take second watch.
I know how important your home is to you, but
That's
your
her
life
home.
is. That's what I'm addressing. Rihanna, I know that your home is very important to you, but your life is far more important.
We can all sleep in the barn. I've never had a sleepover, so this will be a sleepover. Dibs on sleeping with Hall and Oates, and I go to their stall.
Crawl into my hammock.
I look over at Haskar, Torsten, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Asgard, nice to meet you.
One of you wake me when you're ready to sleep, and I can take the next watch.
Yeah.
Is it a clear night? Is it moonlight? Or
So it is mostly clear. As you look up into the sky, it is not quite dark yet. It is getting there, though. It's dusk. You do see little pinholes in the sky where the first stars are to be seen. There's a nice transition from deep midnight blue to a fiery rosy red as the last rays of the sun crest over the forest. But yeah, it's getting a little cooler. Doesn't look like it's going to be raining anytime soon. So.
all right. Well, I'll take first watch when it's dark. I'll go
I will
outside.
go with him.
Yeah, I'll go outside and I'll basically just sort of sit down in the shadow of the barn, whatever the sort of the dark side of the barn. Sit in the shadow, try to look like a big old lump of hay kind of thing, and keep watch.
I'll just kind of like next to him because I'm small enough to just kind of blend in.
What else is everybody doing?
So who's taking first watch?
Me.
Scrack and Rusty.
And I got second.
I'm sitting
Second.
between Hall and Oates. I take out all 3 letters and I'm just going over them, same words over and over and over and over.
I'll take third watch with Daisy.
I'll sleep through the night.
All right. So, okay. So we have Torsten, Daisy, and was it Hatscar going to sleep right now? Rusty and Scrag taking first watch. But Rihanna, you want to investigate the papers?
Yeah, I'm staying up a little later than just staying up a little later, and I'm looking at all 3 papers, looking at the letters, coffee stains, anything.
Give me an investigation roll.
15.
15. Okay. So you keep going over the writing. It's definitely your father's writing. He had a way of misspelling certain words, and he obviously drank a lot of coffee. You put the 2 together that you notice the coffee stain connects, and it is a perfect match. You kind of unroll the new one that you have, and it doesn't quite match up until you realize that the dribbles go off to the right, and barely there is a small dribble that connects almost to the bottom corner of one and the bottom corner of the new one. It is all from the same paper.
So either he wrote these all at the same time or was being very frugal and had one long piece of paper and just cut it. She'll just go over those a little more and then eventually put them away and go to sleep, curled between Hall and Oates.
All right. Scrack, you and Rusty, as night actually falls. Kind of an odd pair. Got a no-nonsense owlbear and a imaginative gnome.
All nonsense gnome.
Full nonsense gnome.
Never go full nonsense.
98%, that's the limit. So as you sit there, you do hear the sounds of the farm, the chickens, they are roosting and doing their little cooing. You can hear some sheep.
So you can see in the dark, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yep.
You can see like a long way in the dark, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You are the nicest awakened owlbear I think I've ever met. Okay, then.
You're small.
Yes. It tastes really bad.
I don't think so.
Go ahead and roll for perception for me, guys.
Seven.
I get an 11.
11. What was it, Rusty?
7.
7.
What's that?
We've got an 11 and a 7. It is dark, moonlit. Stars are nice. Doesn't seem to be too much rustling around.
I've already eaten. Thanks. All right, what's up? Sorry.
Doesn't seem to be too much going on. But as you as you get to the end of your watch, there's a certain discomfort. One fairly peckish owlbear. Two fairly nervous gnome. But your watch comes to an end, and
Alright.
it's quiet.
I go into the barn, go to Haskar, shake, 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 shake,
Escar gets up.
wake up.
Oh, God, that's unnerving. See, and then I'll bear wake you up in the morning.
It could be worse. Owlbear could not wake you up.
So I go.
Went to the wrong character voice.
I just look at the gnome and I'm just like, I go outside but I make sure the doors are braced so they're locked, secured.
Okay.
And also, I'm guessing there's a hay bale or a hay loft up above.
There is a small one, yes.
Okay, and make sure that's secured too.
As you go up to the loft, make an investigation roll.
6.
Man,
You really can't secure what's not securable because you have an opening where they usually pitch the hay from,
Mhm.
and there's no real door or shutter system in place there. It is open. You can see where there used to be hinges, a little bit of rust on the wood, some holes.
I just put bales of hay, like 2 high, and then 2 more behind that one. And go watch and walk, just try to keep low profile and walk around and try to see if I can see anything.
I want you to roll a perception or investigation, whichever one you feel more comfortable with.
Well, I got a +2 in both, so let's just roll the dice. I got a 3.
With a +2?
Yeah, I got a 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is going to be an
I
interesting.
really hate you, Harry.
Oh, let's not.
I
blame
didn't roll those dice.
No,
Curse of
you.
Harry is spreading.
right?
That was you.
Much like syphilis, it's infecting the whole party. Anyway,
Not me.
On campaign.
Ed.
long campaign, sorry. So yeah, rolling that one. You still got a 3, but
You fell asleep. That's what you
You're
did.
sitting there and you're like, it's quiet. It's very, very quiet. Is that a dragon? No, can't be a dragon. Just the clouds. I could swear I just saw 2 dragons, but it's just clouds. It's weird.
Damn it. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for y'all to die.
Eventually, the sun wakes everyone up.
Oh no, because he didn't wake us up for our.
Uh-huh.
Well, I had a nice rest.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody got
supposed to
nice.
have a nice rest.
Just want to-
Riona-
Rest.
Riona naturally wakes up before the sunrise just because being a farm girl. So
Yeah, absolutely you do. But you hear the rooster crowing a little bit. And
You stayed up late reading letters.
oh yeah, no,
so-
I'm probably still waking up with the sun, but I'm just saying, farm girl, I'm probably first one to wake. Not meaning I'm gonna get out of my spot and not, I'm gonna stay with Hall and Oates because I feel safe. I'm awake, just laying there.
it's funny, one lays facing away from you, the other one facing towards you, and their necks encircle you.
Just snuggles. So many snuggles.
The very curly mullet of Oates tickles you on the nose a little bit.
I'll stay there until everyone else gets up. I'm not ready to get up.
I'm
So-
slowly trying to get out of my hammock,
Once
And-
you all awaken
straighten my hair.
with ye old hair straightener.
Well, it's kind of crazy since it's been in a hammock. And it is very long. And why am I just now waking up? Wasn't you in the robe thing? Weren't we supposed to be the last for the lookouts?
The tunic.
My bad. It's very becoming. Makes you
Thank you.
very handsome.
And here I thought the perpetual bleeding scar across my face was what was doing it for me. I look around for Haskar. Lord Dwarf. Where
I'm asleep outside.
Which
I'm
that
heading to the
gonna
door.
pop up like, wait, where's Haskar?
I'm gonna try and push the doors open.
He blocked us in.
I'm banging on the wall trying to get him to wake up or hear us if he's not by the,
Or
if he's not what's against the door.
Maybe we can send someone up to the haymow and look out.
Riona's already scurrying up. Gonna stick her head out the hole.
No, you're not.
And
Do you know how much hay bale weighs?
oh no, like you go up. I'm not saying I'm pushing the hay ball. I'm going up to where the hay is up here and sticking my head out the little window in the
Yeah,
barn.
I blocked that.
Oh god damn, up there too. She's like, eh.
So we're locked in from the outside in this wooden building filled with flammable hay.
I gotta pee.
I scream at the top of my lungs for
What's
Haskar.
going on?
Just blood curdling scream.
I take it I wake up at that.
Yes, you would definitely wake up to that.
I wake up and I'm just like, oh fuck. I just walk over, unbar the door. I just thought you all needed sleep.
I look
Haskar
down
has
at
a
it.
line of crystallized drool in his
Yeah,
blood.
looks like you had a nice nap too.
Do
I
we
did.
believe him?
I do.
Well, they would have killed him if someone was coming before they had gotten to us, and surely we would have heard the commotion and woken up. Or
Absolutely.
the barn would have burned down around our heads.
Let's go check the house.
Maybe we shouldn't all check it at the same time.
I think the gnome should go check it.
Riona's already walking.
I grab Riona by her scruff of her clothes.
We weren't invited last night, so I know we're not invited now. So I just stand here, the barn.
We gotta go check the house.
I say, well, don't go alone, my lady, and I
It's dangerous to go
start
alone.
coming
Here,
with
take
you.
this.
Yeah.
I'll stay inside the barn, but
Here,
I'll
take
be,
me.
like looking out the barn door.
I pull out.
I don't want to be seen, and the guild's probably out there looking around.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen either.
So I go with 300 to go check the house.
So as you walk towards the house, chickens aren't running around. Sheep kind of scattered a bit. Your goat is on top of the house, of course. Walk up to the door. It is open.
Did you leave it open?
Don't leave the doors open. Open door leads to draft. Draft leads to cold. Cold leads to sickness.
I pull out my mace and lock my shield into place. All right.
Pull out the little daggers, and I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I look at her and I go, the stabby end goes into the bad guy. And I creak open the door.
You open the door. There are chickens in there.
I reach into the door and I grab my staff that I use to, herd sheep, and I walk in. I'm like, get out of the house, and I start shooing the chickens out.
They all flutter and flap, and it takes a little bit, but yeah, you finally do get them all out.
Stupid chickens.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
let's look around and see why the front door was open.
Go ahead and make investigation rolls.
Oh,
Maybe we shouldn't have been the ones going in.
ooh, 16.
15.
Five. So, Torsten, as you walk in, it is a humble abode. You see a table, some chair, a couple of chairs, two which have seen some better days, one which is very unused. The table has some gouges in it from wear and tear. There's a hearth with a cooking area. There is a small place for like a bedroll and a curtain. There is a ladder that goes up to the second floor loft area. And as you climb that ladder area, you see that it is drawn llamas with wings and horns. There is like family drawings here and there. A lot of wool piled up in large skeins, all different colors dyed. Some are natural, but loads and loads of projects that aren't quite finished. This has to be where Riona sleeps.
A crafter definitely lives here.
Yeah.
Riona's down there like, don't touch the books. I have bookmarks in that.
Does anything look out of place, Lady Riona?
Well, as she says, don't touch the books. I have bookmarks in them. You kind of like, oh, okay. And you look around and you do not see any books.
My books.
What books?
She goes up behind the ladder and is like crawling over him to get into her little. Where are my books?
What?
Books. She's like throwing skeins down and digging around in her tiny little loft for her books. Those are her prized possessions. She only owns so many.
You do know that the bed, which has just several different piles of covers and blankets and whatnot, there is a twin pair of gouged places where the bed has been moved and then moved back.
Someone moved my bed.
This isn't good.
Someone was in the house.
Now, why would they be searching your books?
I don't know. I thought they're
Moving
just
your bed.
adventure books. They were expensive.
I here, help me pick up your bed.
Yeah. She'll try with a, strength of 11.
Roll it.
I rolled
Well,
14 because it's
I
plus
roll-
0.
I rolled a 17.
Nice. As you are trying to pick up the bed, you start off moving it and you realize that where you've grabbed under, some of the blankets have gone with your hands. And as you're picking it up, it's heavier than normally feel. And then the cold begins to seep through the underside where the blankets are.
I drop it. Just as soon as I feel cold.
What?
I rip the blankets off.
As you begin pulling back the numerous blankets, you get to basically the mattress. It's pretty threadbare, but it's not too worn because you never really use it. You just sandwich yourself in between all the blankets. And as you roll that back, the ice is causing the fabric to stick. And you can see fingertips coming out from the ice just a little bit.
Bloody murder scream, and I jump out of the loft and running out of the house.
And
I
as
hear
she
the scream and I'm gonna rush in.
as she leaps from the loft, that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
No!
She's just screaming and running out the house.
Ah!
Yay! Session 2 and we're level 1.
Yay!
Yeah, we're level 1. I have hit
Also
points,
alive.
Yes.
Also alive.
hit things. Yeah, this is good.
You took
Joy-
a head off.
Join
I
us
did take
next
that
week,
off.
kids.
Yes, next week.
Oh,
You never
Wait,
know.
wait.
See you next week, guys.
Bye,
Thanks for-
guys.
Thanks for
Like,
watching.
subscribe, comment, ring the bell.
peace,
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ding ding.
peace, peace, peace.